Now, in my opinion, this is not news that really bears repeating, but anyway, Harry and Meghan are definitely on their way to divorce after Meghan has nearly reached the point that she was hoping for when it comes to bringing Harry back to the US, by establishing this fake royal court here and being behind throwing trash towards the royal family. But there is one problem that we are wondering about. If Harry and Meghan do divorce and she gets a lot of money, does anybody think that she's going to want custody of the invisible children? Does anybody really even believe this question needs to be asked? California is not only famous for all the A-list celebs who live there, it's also pretty famous for its communal property divorce laws, which would mean that Meghan is going to be entitled to half of everything Harry has. Now, after Spare was published, the woman who stepped in front of the Queen for attention suddenly was very, very quiet. I wonder why that is. Harry is a grown man, and he's just letting Meghan spend all of his money. If you ask me, the royal family shouldn't pay her a dime. Meghan didn't marry the royal family after all, but as his book says, Meghan married the Spare. So Meghan is only entitled to half of what Harry actually has if they didn't sign a prenup. Harry doesn't have any property, he owns no real assets, he's just got his name in that title. Meghan cannot ask for a part of inheritance that has not been bestowed upon him yet. That's the one that Princess Anne has control over anyway. Now to the question about wanting custody of the ghost kids. Well, Meghan has not really shown herself to be a natural mother. She doesn't really seem to have any maternal instincts. And if you look at the way that Meghan and Harry live their lives, they live their lives like they're child-free anyway. You wouldn't believe that they really are parents to two kids, the way they just go wherever they want to, whenever they want. They don't consider those invisible children at all. Most couples, and I'm talking about celebrities too, travel with their kids when they're going to be away from home for a long time. Otherwise, there's going to be one parent staying home with the kids while the other is off doing whatever it is they need to do. If the kids really exist, I don't believe for a second that Meghan will want them. See, once the information becomes public knowledge that in fact they did use a surrogate, they're not going to be in the line of succession anymore, and the titles could be taken away as well. Harry needs to be honest about the invisible kids. Are they real? Or, as many of us suspect, are they just a figment of Meghan and Harry's imaginations? Or that the surrogates have custody of the kids, perhaps? For somebody who has said that he loves kids and really wants them, he's not showing any real paternal instincts either. We never see Harry and Meghan with their supposed children. Of course, we do know they have pretended that other people's children are their own. They have photoshopped plenty of pictures, or the pictures are just blurry. If Harry stays quiet, if he doesn't stand up for himself and speak out, Meghan is going to milk him for all he's worth, and then some. Meghan has also never really proven herself to be the genius that she pretends to be, but she has proven herself to be pretty sly when it comes to getting what she wants. If the kids really are theirs, Meghan is going to insist on getting custody. It is going to be the media circus she has always dreamed of. And Harry himself admitted to being a drug abuser. Harry has done so much damage to his reputation, and the Heritage Foundation now is pushing very hard to have his visa examined and possibly even taken away. Meghan was staying conveniently quiet about the book and the visa problems, just giving Harry enough rope to hang himself. She got him hook, line, and sinker. If Meghan can actually prove that the children are real and that they're really hers and Harry's, well, I'm afraid that she would have everything she needs to sue for custody and take half of everything Harry has ever owned. She's going to be screaming and crying to anyone who will listen about how the racist royal family are trying to take her kids away and oppress her just because she's biracial. She just has to look to Harry's own book to prove his drug abuse, and the youngest child was born in the US anyway. She would also demand an outrageous amount of child support, and she would literally be set for life as the mother to 2 children from the British royal family. And she's going to use those kids for anything she can. She's going to use them to get some more power and money and fame for herself as always. She truly would be set for life as her own royal self in America, this hard-done-by single mother fighting against the firm. She's got it all ready for the day that Harry is no longer useful to her. Harry walked right into this little trap, and it's not going to be easy for him to escape. As awful as his behavior has been, it's still not really an uplifting thing to see this train wreck coming, but unfortunately it's coming anyway. Furthermore, if there are children, Meghan is going to want them just because she can use them to get more money from the royal family until they're older or the kids understand how they have been used, they've been played as pawns against their extended families, and they'll make their own choices. Again, we're assuming that they're real. Meghan is going to see those kids as an open checkbook, and she's going to use them accordingly. But you see, Meghan shouldn't be counting her chickens just yet, because Harry was born into the most famous royal family on the planet. And there could still be a law in the UK that says that children born into the royal family have to stay in the royal family. Actually, Princess Diana was worried that if she divorced Prince Charles, she wouldn't be able to even see her kids anymore. Even though she was British, she still was worried that was what was going to happen. One thing we know to be true, Meghan is going to use the divorce to get as much money and attention as she possibly can. The kids are going to be something she thinks about afterwards, and for their own good, the royal family will make sure that they are taken care of. If they have children, those children are going to have two very disturbed parents, and honestly, I don't think either one of them could raise children who are emotionally healthy. So if you ask me, the best possible outcome would be for the royal family to take over caring for the kids. If Meghan finds somebody wealthier than Harry to replace them, then maybe she'll just let the kids go, and she'll start a whole new life without having to worry about those bothersome children. Meghan's just going to be focused on how much money she can make and how much more famous she can be. And I don't think the royal family is going to give her much, because Harry was and still is a minor member of the royal family, and she was so awful to them for such a long time. I think the king is going to let her go with the same good wishes he gave her when he became king. King Charles just wished them well and told them they didn't belong in the monarchy, which is true. If he wants the monarchy to last, he cannot give Meghan any money, because she's just going to use it, and then she's going to remain furious at the royal family, and she'll keep on trashing them. I hope that if they are real, Harry can get custody of the invisible kids, because I do think that he would love them, and he's going to have lots of people around to help raise them. If the children really do exist, I think they would have a much better life with Harry. Now in California, they're going to evenly split all assets earned by both of them from the date of their marriage, and they'll have to divulge any money held in bank accounts too. Meghan actually would have no right to take his inheritance money. And as far as child support goes, if Harry really is the legal father, then he is responsible for paying that, and the court has the final say on the amount. I still wonder if the king is going to give her some type of payoff. I would just love for him to let the two of them know that the Bank of Charles is officially closed, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. I could see him taking financial responsibility for Harry after the divorce is finalized and Harry comes back to the UK. Then again, it's possible that we'll never know anything about that because it is private information after all. We would only find out if and when a divorce is final. Now, if Meghan gets some type of payoff, I think it's going to come with a lot of legal restrictions that she won't be able to find a way around. And Harry has nobody but himself to blame for the mess that he finds himself in. And the kids' issue is probably going to become the biggest issue of all. I suspect the royal family could demand proof of the DNA, the lineage of those children, before they're going to pay a penny of support to Meghan. Meghan is not going to get what she wants very easily, and I hope she doesn't get it ever, but of course, only time will tell.